hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like
me,
button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Constant content. Podcast.
Busta have recently got his Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know what I mean? Got his star put down. Salt Peppa. You know what I'm saying? Salt Peppa is suing Universal Music Group. UMG is under fire again. This is after Drake. So Jason Momoa, you know what I'm saying? Jason Momoa has recently shaved off his Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Diddy been denied bail once again. The judge is not playing with that nigga. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? You feel me? Yeah. Thank you for that round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You feel me? Yeah, it's always welcoming that good round of applause. You feel me? To start this podcast off. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be episode 282 today. You feel me? Episode 282 on this fine Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? August 6th. It is 12:50 in the afternoon, and my AC has been kicking on since goddamn 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. That mean it is motherfucking hot out this motherfucker early. You feel me? It is at least 90 something, almost 100 degrees right now at goddamn 12:50 in the afternoon. You feel me? So the heat is definitely making its way back, feeling this nasty heat and shit all up on the skin and shit. And going outside and sweating and all that bullshit. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? Bring on the cold back. You feel me? Bring that winter shit back. Bring on the rain and the fog and shit. You know what I'm saying? I like the fog. Bring that rain on. You know what I'm saying? Let me step outside and breathe and see the mist. You know what I'm saying? See your breath type shit, because it's so frigid outside. That's the type of weather I fuck with. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna thug out this summer with these punk ass 100-degree motherfucking weather days. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, episode is gonna be episode 280. 281. 200. Did I say 82 earlier? But yeah, this is going to be 281. You feel me? I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode, 280. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll let you know that PBS and NPR radio is leaving. You got Trump out here cutting billions of dollars from our classic, everybody that's my age and up. You feel me? All of our classic educational program like PBS cutting out the shit that we was born and raised up on. Sesame Street and Rogers Neighborhood and Reading Rainbow and all the classic PBS fucking tales and PBS educational programs we used to watch. They cutting it. You feel me? Along with NPR radio, I'll let you know that. And also let you know that Dunkin' Donuts got some backlash for using the word genes and genetics and shit all in their ass. And they got shit to do with a refresher or a drink at Dunkin' Donuts. You feel me? So they've been getting a lot of controversy behind that. Let you know that Krispy Kreme is dropping 3 new donuts. You feel me? For my sweet tooths and big backs out there. You know what I mean? Krispy Kreme got some new donuts for you to go ahead and try. Hit up your local Krispy Kremes for Italy style donuts. Got 3 of them coming for you. And I also let you know that Delta Airlines is going to be using artificial intelligence to find you a goddamn ticket price. You feel me? This AI shit is taking over, like I said in the last episode in the final thoughts. Also showed you that they was gonna be implementing driverless semi-trucks. That video is from 2024. You feel me? They let you know it's a little old. You know what I'm saying? And they was already had a whole company implementing driverless semi-trucks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I talked about on last episode 280. You feel me? Today, episode 281. Got, you know, the normal little 4 topics for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know that Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying, got his Hollywood Walk of Fame, got his star, you know what I mean? Got some clips on that. He got a little emotional talking about it. I'm gonna show you all that shit, you know what I mean? Salt and Peppa is suing UMG for their copyrights. They want their rights to their motherfucking music. They said they was binded to the contract 35 years. So they waited this shit out, and UMG is trying to fight him and not give him their rights. We're going to touch on that. Jason Momoa shaved his beard after 6 years, and I'm going to get into the reason as to why he did that also. And also, Diddy is denied again for what seems like the 100th fucking time, being denied bail for that same ass $50 fucking million. That nigga must have put 50 M's in an account and said, God damn it, this is for bail. One of these times they gonna accept that shit. The judge ain't accepted neither notion ever. His whole time that he been in that motherfucker, he ain't never accepted bail. You feel me? That nigga been denying every motherfucking time that he tried to bail. The judge has said no, dropped the gavel and said, nigga, no. We're not bailing you out. So we're going to touch on all that shit. That's going to be on episode 281 today. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing cool. You feel me? Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode. I hope at the end of the episode you clicked on one of them videos that it suggests to you. You know what I'm saying? Hope you clicked on some more Kons podcast. Hope you clicked on some more content after the last video ended. And I hope you do the same after this video ends. You feel me? I hope you click on one of them little videos that it show you and click on some more motherfucking content. You know what I mean? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, without no more banter, you know what I'm saying? And chatter, you feel me? Let's jump right into these topics. Episode 281. So Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes have recently got his Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know what I mean? Got his star put down along with the in the clip you gonna hear him name he's the 2000 whatever, the 180 something or something like that star. You know what I mean? Did a whole little ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Presented his star to him. You know what I mean? He did a little dance on it and shit. Took some pictures, laid down in front of it and all that. Had a bunch of people come up and say speeches, give him his flowers and all this type of shit. Big Daddy Kane touched the podium. You know what I'm saying? Gave Busta Rhymes some flowers. LL Cool J went up there and gave Busta Rhymes some flowers. You know what I mean? Big Boy, you know what I'm saying? Big Boy is the nigga who made the nigga emotional, he said. You know what I'm saying? That you gonna see in the clip that I got for you. You know what I mean? So the next little clip you about to see is Busta Rhymes getting emotional, talking to Big Boy about his star, and also got a clip of somebody from TMZ asked him, I guess he did some work with Ozzy Osbourne, you know what I'm saying, before he passed. So he was asked about Ozzy Osbourne and working with him before he passed away. These next little clips you're about to see, you're going to see that, and you're going to see him getting emotional talking to Big Boy after getting his star. Check these clips out.
On behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, it is my honor to welcome the 2,818th star to the Walk of Fame, Busta Rhymes!
Yeah! Busta!
Busta right now! Busta! What it is right now!
Busta! Shots! LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane.
We recently lost Ozzy Osbourne. You worked with Ozzy on This Means Working. Talk about what he meant to you and working with him.
Ozzy was he was one of my early sources of inspiration that I would pull from because of how courageous he was with the art. I just love the fact that he also embraced what we was doing. You know, he was a Busta Rhymes fan. He was a fan of the ideas creatively that I had for us, and we just made incredible shit together. And I think that he was one of the most incredible legends to ever do it. And we're gonna miss him.
Thank you.
How you feel like to you, Bus?
I mean, you was there, so you saw it. You caused the tear to fall way before I got up there to speak, because of the words that you spoke about me and on my behalf. Only someone like you that actually been a part of my life for almost 30 years could go up there and evoke that kind of emotion in me. So you contributed to a significant part of that feeling today. LL contributed to a significant part of that feeling today. Big Daddy Kane contributed significantly to such an important part of this feeling today. Chuck D. And all four of y'all is my heroes, homie. And I'm so grateful, Big, and I'm so happy. And it fucks with me sometimes, but give me a sec.
Take your time, Bust.
So it fucks with me sometimes to know that you know, I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to do the tribute for Tribe, right? And I saw Cher and I saw Dionne Warwick, right? And they in their 70s and their 80s. I hope I'm not misaging them. But what I'm saying is, if it takes 25 years to be eligible for this, and certain people still don't get it until they 80 years old, homie, like, I can't even explain what this means to me, because it's like, I know there's a lot of incredible artists and great people that might have deserved it before me. I'm just glad I ain't gotta wait till I'm 70 or 80 to get my flowers. And I'm grateful that I could do it while I'm still cool with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I could do it while I'm still in shape and I still love it and I'm still happy enough to rep the culture the right way when it comes to displaying the skill set. I'm just really grateful to the way that the blessings are being bestowed in such an abundance, big boy. And I thank y'all so much for being able to celebrate me with me, because I love y'all. Like, y'all my friends for real, bro. Y'all my friends for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful thing in this little fucking cutthroat industry to have some really great friends. They watch you bust your shit. They watch you sacrifice and work hard and fucking not cheat.
That's what I was telling you, man. Hey, you got this accolade and this recognition by being exactly who you are. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to go into a booth and change, and the world gravitated towards you, bro. You're such an innovator, Bust. You never sold us anything that we didn't enjoy. To this day, man, E40 said it the best, man. We're veterans and relevant at the same damn time.
Whoa.
And when you get on that stage, bro,
You know what I'm saying? That was the clip of him getting emotional, talking to Big Boy about him finally getting his motherfucking store and everybody paying homage and giving him his flowers. You know what I mean? He said LL Cool J went up there and caused a tear. And then Big Boy went up there and gave him his flowers, caused a tear to drop. You feel me? Y'all heard in the clip, he said Big Boy was there throughout his whole career. So it was touching to hear the words that he had to say for him after he getting his store in the Walk of Fame. Salt and Peppa, you know what I'm saying? Salt and Peppa is suing Universal Music Group. UMG is under fire again. This is after Drake was suing them for the same type of shit, saying that Kendrick was using bots and all this shit, and they created this whole ordeal and plan to take him out, dethrone him, and all this shit. You know, we all heard about the Drake lawsuits and shit like that. So UMG is under fire again by Salt and Peppa suing them, wanting they rights to their motherfucking music. You know what I'm saying? They've been waiting. They said they was binded to the contract for 35 years when they first signed that shit back in the 80s. You know what I mean? They said they was bonded for 35 years, and they said they have waited. It's been 40 now that we are in 2025, and they coming for their rights to their music. And UMG got the nerve to fight them for it. You know what I mean? They fighting them for it, trying to keep on understanding the value of them hits that Salt and Peppa put out. You know what I'm saying? All the old school hits that Salt and Peppa had put out to the world. You know what I mean? So they trying to hold on to that shit and fight them and don't want to give them their rights to their own motherfucking music. Said they wasn't the ones who signed the contract. They said this is what UMG said, and they making a notion to get the whole shit dismissed. You know what I mean? But Salt and Peppa is definitely fighting for their rights to their motherfucking music, like every artist won't. You feel me? Eventually they won't own the music that they are making. You know what I mean? So this is a clip of Salt and Peppa. They went on Good Morning America and was speaking on this and was speaking on UMG and why they suing them and the rights and all that shit. You know what I mean? Spinderella, they even mentioned Spinderella. She wasn't there initially when Salt and Peppa first came about. You feel me? They didn't have her as a DJ yet, so but they said that she still definitely supports them in this lawsuit. You know what I mean? So this next little clip you're about to see is the clip of them when they were on Good Morning America speaking on this UMG lawsuit, wanting their rights to their music. Check this clip out.
Each of you, one word to describe your journey.
A roller coaster.
Amazing.
More than you even thought it could be when you all started?
Yes. To be here from the 80s.
Right, from 85 to 2025.
Right.
Not many can say that.
Not many can say that.
They're in a legal fight over it.
The record companies have been getting away with this for a lot of years, and it's time for us to fight for our rights.
In May, Salt and Peppa filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group, claiming that UMG is refusing to allow them to exercise their so-called termination rights.
When you're an artist, in the beginning, you sign a contract saying that the copyrights will revert back to you after 35 years. And we've done all the things legally to get our copyrights back, but they're just refusing, so we had to sue them.
Yeah, it's the law. That's what it really boils down to.
The pair saying UMG has removed some of their biggest hits from streaming platforms.
It just keeps us from re-releasing our music, promoting it, our own music anywhere, else.
Our fans don't get to hear it, and they're complaining. They're like, where's the music? They're not on Apple or Spotify.
UMG has filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. In it, they claim that Salt and Peppa can't exercise their termination rights in part because they weren't the ones who signed the contract.
We are the artists, and the law is to protect the artist.
We didn't have that leverage. We didn't have that knowledge. We didn't have that control in the 80s. And so
to be held to a contract from 1985 and 40 years later, it's like ridiculous.
So obviously it's something they want to keep it. They want to hold on to it, and they're trying to fight us. So obviously they understand what's the worth of that.
Why isn't DJ Spinderella part of this suit?
Well, when we first started Salt and Peppa, it was just the two of us. So this particular contract is about the beginning, the first time we signed. So yeah, but Spinderella is still down with us.
She supports us. She just understands she wasn't a part of the lawsuit, but she has given us our support, to fight for that.
Just being women in this industry, it's a constant fight. A fight to be heard, a fight to be respected.
You only live once and you're not coming back, so express yourself, yeah.
Salt and Peppa were the first all-women rap group to go platinum, earn a Grammy, and achieve global success.
Excuse us while we rap. Go ahead, girls, express yourself.
And now they're gearing up to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, becoming the first hip-hop act to receive the Musical Influence Award. What does it mean to you?
Everything. It's amazing feeling because it's directed to music. It's for your music, not just one hit. It's about your journey, your legacy, what you have done, the influence that you had. So 40 years and we're still here.
So it's appropriate that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that we are another first. And we're really excited. It's just amazing because these are the things you want in your career, right? These accolades are just like solidifying that we did the darn thing,
When it's all said and done, what do you want to be said about Salt and Peppa?
Those girls fight. You know, they real. They fight for their rights, for our rights, for women's rights, and nothing fake. You know, what you see is what you get.
And I want to inspire and encourage women to be themselves, to go for it, you know, and to not be afraid to knock down barriers in the workplace, in the world, whatever you're doing. Like, just be strong.
You saying, you know what I'm saying? That was Salt and Peppa sitting on Good Morning America, letting you know about the lawsuit that they got going with Universal Music Group, aka UMG. You know what I'm saying? For their rights to their music. It's been 35, 40 years, they said, and they finally want their rights, as they should definitely get that. You know what I mean? Yo, excuse me. Let me interrupt this episode. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't hit that subscribe button, now is your time to do that. In the middle of this explosive, dope content that I'm bringing you. You know what I'm saying? Now's your time to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button, comment on whatever you like, whatever you want to comment on. Now's your time to go ahead and do that if you ain't done it already. You know what I'm saying? But definitely hit that subscribe button, and definitely tell somebody else to hit that subscribe button too. You know what I'm saying? It's Kons Podcast. Let's get back to the episode. So Jason Momoa, you know what I'm saying? Jason Momoa has recently shaved off his beard. You know what I'm saying? He had recently shaved off his beard that he had for 6 years. You know what I mean? As to why he did it, he said that when Ozzy did his last show in Birmingham, he had invited Jason Momoa on some backstage shit. So he got to really bond with Ozzy, and Ozzy ended up telling him that, you know, you look a little bit like me if you were to shave your beard. You feel me? So Jason Momoa said that shit meant a whole lot to him, especially after he passed away a month later after he was on his show with him backstage. Definitely shaved his beard due to Ozzy telling him that. You know what I'm saying? So that was his little tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, shaving his beard after 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So in this next little clip that you about to see, you're going to see him honoring Ozzy, shaving off his beard, and also explaining to you why that he shaved his beard off after 6 years. Check it out.
God damn it, I hate it.
This is the kickoff. Game 3.
Only for you, Diddy. Oh, man.
Everyone keeps asking me, yo, Jason, how could you shave off that beard after 6 years? Man, honestly, I did it for one reason. I wanted to look like him. Like Ozzy. When Ozzy invited me to host his Back to the Beginning show in Birmingham, I totally lost it. I was stoked. That whole month, dude, it was epic. Like soul on fire kind of epic. I first saw Ozzy when I was 13 on television, lit up on stage like a damn god. From that moment, he became my hero. And now, to actually stand on the stage to be part of that night, unreal, man. Backstage, before the show, I got to see him. He gave me this big, warm hug. Told me he'd watched a bunch of my stuff, said it was badass. And then he goes, you know, without the beard, you kind of look like a younger me. Bro, I almost lost it right there. But by the end of the show, I couldn't even smile anymore. I watched him in that final song, struggling to hold himself up, just trying to stand tall one last time on stage. That moment, I'll carry it with me forever. I couldn't stop the tears, man. I really couldn't. And then not even a month later, he was gone. Just like that, I was crushed. I didn't even have the strength to go say goodbye in person, so I shaved my beard. It's the only way I knew how to honor him.
You've seen him let you know as to why he shaved his beard after 6 years, giving a head nod and a tribute to the legend Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I'm saying? As he rests in peace. You feel me? That's the reason he shaved his beard, because he said he kind of looked like him a little bit if he were to shave his beard. So in honor of him, after he passed away, he went on and shaved his beard that he had for 6 years. You know what I mean? Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Diddy been denied bail once again. The judge is not playing with that nigga and wanting that nigga to sit this shit the fuck out. You are not getting released early. The judge have denied that nigga about 6-7 times that I have reported on this podcast following this Diddy case. They have denied that nigga every single time he wanted a bail, and it's always for the same 50 M's. You feel me? So man, that just let me know you probably put that 50 M in an account and say, God damn it, the judge might accept this shit one day. You feel me? So he keep notioning for that same $50 million bail, and the judge keep denying that nigga. And this is despite he had an ex-girlfriend named Gina Hoon, Huynnh. I think that's how you say her last name. I don't want to slaughter her last name, you feel me? But that's how it's spelled. Her first name is Gina. She was an ex of Diddy and wrote the judge and said it was time to tell the judge and convince him that the judge should let him out. Said that she was with him for a long time and witnessed him changing, trying to be a better person. Said that he should be out and be a part of his kid's life, she also put in this letter. But the judge clearly did not give no fucks about nobody writing that nigga, wanting that nigga to be released or none of that, because he still denied that nigga and said, nigga, you're gonna sit in there until his sentencing comes, which is on October 3rd. You know what I mean? So these next little clips you're about to see. Also, the judge said he did not want to let him go because he didn't present convincing evidence that he won't try to run away or put others in danger. So pretty much the nigga is a flight risk, and the judge ain't taking no motherfucking chances with that. So the next little clip you're about to see is just a clip of the news speaking on this matter of him being denied bail for 50 M's. Check it out.
All right, with me now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst. Joey, good to see you this evening. Let's start with this bail denial. You surprised?
So I'm not surprised, Victor, but there's a short game and a long game, right? The short game is, should he go home? That is Diddy pending his sentence on October 3rd. The long game is, what will he be sentenced to? And that, I think, long game is really even more important, because the fact is that if he's in jail, he's going to get the credit for the time he's already served. So at sentencing, whatever sentence the judge pronounces, Victor, will incorporate that sentence. And so it seems to me that the judge will either keep him in or keep him in for an elongated time. And so leaving him in is really something that I think the judge believes to be appropriate based on his sentencing. In terms of whether the judge could have released him, I think legally speaking, he could have. Right? There's a couple of things you look at. Is he a danger to the community? Is he a flight risk? If those things are satisfied, you let him go. But according to this judge, he is a danger to the community and he is a risk of flight. And as a result of that and other circumstances, Victor, the judge decided to keep him in.
Yeah, the judge says that the violence happens behind closed doors. And how do you mitigate that and keep everybody safe? Let's talk now about this letter from Gina Huynh. I'll read a portion of it here. She writes, by the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness that was markedly different from his past behavior. To my knowledge, he has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. I'm writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or to the community. Again, you heard what she said there in 2019. She was initially going to testify against him. Is this credible?
So a couple of things, Victor. What everyone needs to understand is that if the government wanted her to testify, she would testify. What you do as a prosecutor is you get a material witness order, and that witness comes to court in cuffs in order to state the narrative of the prosecution. It's clear to me that the reason she did not testify is that the government did not feel convinced that she would further the narrative of their case with regard to her being coerced into sex trafficking, with regard to her being forced into these threesomes or freak-offs, etc. So putting that question aside, look, she apparently had a change of heart. She knows him, having been in a relationship with Diddy for 5 years. No abuse should be tolerated ever, but apparently she reached the conclusion that he was a rehabilitated person, wanted to convey that to the judge with the hopes that that would change the judge's mind. Apparently, based on the judge's decision to keep him in,
As you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was the news clip of them talking and telling you that Diddy has been denied for the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th time. It seems that he's been denied this bail, despite people writing the judge and people wanting to writing the judge to try to let him out. Some people was writing the judge, telling him to keep that nigga in there. A whole bunch of shit. The judge ain't convinced, and the judge ain't fucking with that nigga for nothing. You can tell that in this trial, the judge don't fucking like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he just newfound don't like him because he heard about the shit that he did, or if he just didn't like him beforehand and was like, finally got this nigga in court. I'm dropping the gavel on this nigga. I don't like this nigga. So, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but the judge definitely ain't fucking with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But that's all the topics I had for today. You know what I'm saying? That's all the topics I had for today. Episode 281. You feel me? In this episode, I let you know that Busta Rhymes got his store on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Also let you know his little tribute and gave Ozzy Osbourne his flowers. He did some work with him before he passed, and also showed you the clip of him getting emotional, talking to Big Boy about him getting that, about him getting that store. Also let you know Salt and Peppa is suing UMG for trying to get their copyrights to their music. It's been 35 years. They said that was binded to the contract, and they waited that out, and now they coming for their rights to the music. Jason Momoa just let you know that he had shaved off his beard after 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Jason Momoa shaved off his beard after 6 years because Ozzy Osbourne said, you kind of look like me if you were to shave your beard off. So after Ozzy Osbourne passed, Jason Momoa went on and shaved his beard that he had for 6 years in a nod to the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. Also let you know that Diddy has been denied his bail for 50 M's for the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th time, as it seems. You know what I'm saying? He's been denied every single time that he's filed for a bail. You know what I mean? The judge have denied him, and he's been denied again. The judge said you're going to sit this out until your final sentencing, which is October 3rd. That's everything we went over today. You know what I'm saying? For episode 281. So now for the final thoughts on these said subjects. You know what I mean? So Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes got his Walk of Fame, got his Hollywood Walk of Fame, got his star. That's what's up. Busta Rhymes definitely deserved that shit. He a pioneer, legendary in the game. You know what I'm saying? Been in the game a long time, 30 plus years, I believe. You know what I'm saying? As long as back as I can remember as a child listening to music, Busta Rhymes is in the mix of that. You know what I mean? Since I first discovered hip hop, first discovered and was fascinated by rap music. You know what I mean? Busta Rhymes was definitely in the midst of that. You know what I mean? So he's definitely a legend in the game, definitely been in the game a long time. We done seen that nigga transform from many different looks. We done seen this nigga had locks and put up in crazy styles and crazy ponytails at the top of his head, wild dreads all over the place, to the nigga done cut his shit. Now he got a fade. We done seen fat Busta Rhymes. We done seen him gain weight, lose weight. You know what I mean? So Busta is definitely a legend. We done watched him grow up and be many different forms of himself. You know what I'm saying? That's how long he been in the game. So that legendary Walk of Fame and getting his star on Hollywood is definitely, to me, in my perspective, my opinion, definitely well deserved. You feel me? He has gave us a whole lot of hits, gave us a whole lot of music videos. He expressed his creativity through the visual of his music videos. His videos is always crazy shit going on, crazy visual, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we get from Busta Rhymes, and we love it as a people. You know what I'm saying? We've always loved the Busta Rhymes and always loved the music and the contributions that he has put to this hip-hop game. You feel me? So he is well deserved of that Hollywood star. You know what I mean? He's well deserved of the tears he shed getting emotional behind that Hollywood star Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserves every bit and piece of that and all the flowers that he deserves to get. You feel me? He's been in the game a long time, and he is a motherfucking legend. You feel me? Shout out to Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Getting this Hollywood Walk of Fame. Salt Peppa is out here suing Universal Music Group for their copyrights. You know what I'm saying? They want their rights to their music, like every artist eventually wants. You know what I'm saying? They want their rights to their music. You feel me? Instead of, you know what I mean? So they can start eating and getting paid more so off of their music. Because, you know what I'm saying? When the label owns the music, anything that the music goes through, the label gets a check for that. You know what I mean? So a lot of these artists is like, nigga, why are you getting a check? You know what I'm saying? You wasn't in the studio. You feel me? You didn't make the hook. You didn't write the hook. You wasn't singing the hook. You didn't write a verse for the song. Nothing. You feel me? So a lot of these artists is like, God damn it, I want the rights to my shit. That's my shit. You know what I mean? So Salt and Peppa is just, we seen this shit before, you know what I'm saying, where motherfucking artists want their rights to their motherfucking music as they deserve. You know what I mean? So UMG is under fire again. You know what I'm saying? You can look at this lawsuit and you can say maybe Drake was right in a little bit of the lawsuit that he had against UMG. Maybe they is some dirty motherfuckers. Maybe they is shady. Maybe they is snakes. You know what I mean? We done had Salt and Peppa ain't the first people coming out suing UMG for some shit. Drake ain't either. Man, what's the lady that passed away? She had just passed away. Angie Stone. You know what I mean? She was suing UMG as well. You know what I'm saying? For wanting the rights and shit to her music and all that type of shit. Saying she wasn't getting paid royalties and shit like that for her music and shit. Wasn't getting paid for none of her albums, she said. You know what I mean? We all know what happened to Angie Stone. You know what I'm saying? Her untimely demise and all the conspiracy surrounding her death. You feel me? Being that the videos and the Instagram posts that she was posting talking about UMG before she passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. With that being said, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming out and suing Universal Music Group, maybe Drake had a point to his lawsuits. You know what I mean? Because at this point, you know what I'm saying, seeing them up in the headlines again and being sued, you feel me, for somebody wanting their rights to their music. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all trying to fight them for it is something crazy. You know what I mean? I feel like if they're artists and they have outdid their contract, especially we talking 30 plus fucking years, you know what I'm saying? Y'all shouldn't even fight for that. Y'all should be gladly wanting to give them the rights to their music. You know what I'm saying? They done been on your label for 30 plus fucking years. So at least you should be like, thank you. Or show some appreciation, a gesture of appreciation by at least giving them the rights to their own fucking music. You know what I mean? I think they deserve that, you know what I'm saying, especially being who they is, you know what I mean? But like they said, UMG understands what they got. They understand what they holding on. They understand the value of holding on to the rights to Salt and Peppa's music, you know what I mean? But now I think they should definitely grant them the rights to their shit for sure, though, you know what I mean? That's definitely how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because they legends, they pioneers, you know what I mean? These are people who paved the way for hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? And female artists and shit like that, you know, they was in the movement with MC Lyte and Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? They was part of that era. You feel me? When there was a whole lot of women empowerment, there was part of that whole movement. You know what I'm saying? Empowering women to get in this music industry. You know what I'm saying? That was dominated by a bunch of men. You know what I'm saying? They was part of the movement, getting in the industry and letting their voices be heard. You know what I'm saying? As women getting in hip hop. You feel me? Same tip Lauryn Hill was on. You know what I'm saying? They are from that era. So they are legends and pioneers and staples in the hip hop community for sure. So grant them their motherfucking rights to their music. You feel me? UMG, y'all don't understand what you fighting them for. You know what I'm saying? What you want to keep that shit for? You feel me? You want to just keep eating the little small percentages off the little checks that might come for whoever might use their music? You want to keep holding on to that shit for that little check when y'all got billions of dollars? You feel me? Y'all ain't grant Salt and Peppa they motherfucking rights to their music. You know what I'm saying? Jason Momoa had shaved his beard, you feel me, because he was backstage with Ozzy Osbourne, the legend, and they said that he kind of looked like him if he was to shave his beard. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Jason Momoa had a blast being invited to his last show in Birmingham. You know what I mean? As you seen in the clip, you know what I'm saying? He felt bad watching Ozzy Osbourne trying to lift himself up out the chair. You know what I'm saying? On his last performance. You feel me? He was definitely giving Ozzy Osbourne a lot of his flowers. You know what I'm saying? And as he was a fan. You know what I mean? So being that Ozzy said that, he definitely took the trimmers to his beard and chopped it off after 6 years. You know what I mean? Is to give him to a head nod or to give homage to the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he cut his beard. You feel me? I think that's something dope. You know what I'm saying? I think that's lit to pay homage to the whole world. You know what I mean? To a legend like Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I'm saying? By going ahead and shaving your beard. You feel me? It's something that you didn't had for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Jason Momoa for that. You know what I mean? Salute to him saluting Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean? And shaving his beard just off the strength that he said he kind of looked like him if he was to shave it. You know what I mean? I think that shit is dope. Ozzy Osbourne is another man who deserves all the flowers that he can get for being a legend in the rock and roll genre of music. You know what I'm saying? He's legendary in that shit. Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, you know what I'm saying? Crazy Train, all his hits. You feel me? He's definitely a staple in rock and roll. You feel me? The definition of rock and roll and who that should be as far as when you think of an artist that embodies rock and roll, you definitely, you know what I'm saying? If you my age, you definitely gonna see a picture or a vision of Ozzy Osbourne in your mind. At least you should. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely a pioneer and a legend to the rock and roll. He embodied it. You know what I'm saying? He embodied rock and roll. Everything about rock and roll, that was Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jason Momoa for his little nod, shaving his beard to Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean? And Diddy been denied his bail again, 50 M's for the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th time. You know what I'm saying? In this whole little trial that I've been covering, every time he offered up and put a notion up and try to get a bail, the judge was like, nigga, nah, nigga, no. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Not giving you bail, nigga, you gonna sit this shit out. The judge have definitely said that without verbally saying that. I don't know how many times. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are writing letters and shit to this nigga in regards to Diddy. The judge ain't gave no fucks about none of that shit. I'm starting to believe, I doubt the nigga even read them letters. You feel me? He probably said, oh, this is a letter about Diddy. Somebody want me to either keep him in jail or let him out. I don't need to read that shit. I'm not letting him out, period. You feel me? So I wouldn't be surprised if the nigga don't even read these motherfucking letters, because the nigga clearly don't fuck with Sean Kons for nothing. You feel me? That nigga don't fuck with that nigga about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Every notion that Diddy has filed, whether it been a bail, whether it been a early release, whether it been whatever the case may be, the judge has denied it. You feel me? Denied everything. You know what I'm saying? So he been denied again, being that they have dropped the gavel and charged him with whatever they charged him with. He got the lesser charges. They got rid of the RICO, which was the charges that would have carried more time. You know what I'm saying? So they shook that off. And was able to get him for the lesser charges. You know what I mean? So he even filed a notion to try to get out after that. And the judge still said, nigga, no. You there until October 3rd, nigga, until we do the sentencing. Goddammit, you ain't getting no early release. You're not going home. You know, I'm not putting no ankle monitor on you while you sit out and wait till October 3rd in your mansion. I ain't doing none of that, nigga. I can't trust that you not gonna leave people alone, nigga. I can't trust that you not gonna try to run away and go to an island or something, use a flight risk. So no, nigga, you finna sit right here until we are done with everything. You know what I'm saying? So the judge ain't playing with that nigga, and that nigga is gonna have to sit this shit out. I said that shit a long time ago. Said, nigga, you gonna have to thug this shit out. The judge is not fucking with you for nothing. You know what I mean? So the judge denied that nigga again. 50 million. That nigga said, nigga, money can't even make me change my mind. Nigga, all that bread, 50 M's, you know the judge probably would have took home some of that for sure. I don't doubt that at all. And they still said no. Nigga, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Still said no. 50 million didn't even convince that nigga to drop the gavel and say, you free till October 3rd. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my final thoughts and shit on these topics. You know what I mean? Kons closing thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. You feel me? And to my subscribers, shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to the subscribers. You feel me? I have hit 600. You know what I mean? 600 motherfuckers have subscribed to Kons Podcast. You feel me? Salute to y'all. You know what I mean? As you see my nigga scrolling up, saluting you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Please tell your friends about it. You know what I mean? Please tell your Facebook friends, your Snapchat homies, your messenger people, whoever the fuck you got on social media, Instagram. Let them all know about Kons Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know you could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you is. You feel me? Whether you was a little brother, a little sister, whether you was the older brother or older sister, whether you was a cousin, the big cousin, the little cousin, whether you was the niece, the nephew, the uncle, the auntie, whether you was the grandma, the grandpa, the mother, the father, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got pets sitting there watching Kons Podcast as well, whether your pet is a cat, you have a pet dog, you have a pet bearded dragon, a pet lizard, you have a pet hedgehog, you have a pet ferret, you have a pet squirrel, you have a pet alligator, you know what I'm saying? You can have a pet motherfucking giraffe, goddamn it, whatever the fuck, whoever your pet is, you know what I'm saying? If they sitting there watching Kons Podcast too, I definitely fucks with them, like you see my nigga scrolling up that screen, giving you that good salute. You know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. As you hear that beat getting louder and louder in the background, we have concluded. This has been episode, 281. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm keeping you currently updated on all these current events. You feel me? So as you hear this beat getting louder, listen to my nigga Amazing Beats. Holla at y'all through these beats while these credits roll up the screen. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. It's been Kons Podcast, episode 281. Tell your friends about it.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
fuck they're doing. You understand? You understand that? You understand that? You understand that? You understand that? The fuck. You understand that? You understand that?